Tired of the stress and chaos that comes with managing a professional haunt? The actors, the schedules, the costumes. It can all be overwhelming. But what if we told you there's a solution? Introducing Scython, a modern all-in-one actor management platform that streamlines the entire process and makes managing your monsters a breeze. With features such as recruiting, scheduling, communication, background checks, time tracking, awards tracking, and costume management, Scython is everything you need from the palm of your hand. Say goodbye to the hassle of juggling multiple apps or spreadsheets, and hello to a seamless and organized experience. Sign up for a 30-day free trial at scython.io and start managing your monsters like a pro. Tired of the stress and chaos that comes with managing a professional haunt? The actors, the schedules, the costumes. It can all be overwhelming. But what if we told you there's a solution? Introducing Scython, a modern all-in-one actor management platform that streamlines the entire process and makes managing your monsters a breeze. With features such as recruiting, scheduling, communication, background checks, time tracking, awards tracking, and costume management, Scython is everything you need from the palm of your hand. Say goodbye to the hassle of juggling multiple apps or spreadsheets, and hello to a seamless and organized experience. Sign up for a 30-day free trial at scython.io and start managing your monsters like a pro.
Oh, looks like I am muted right now. How's everyone doing tonight? As you can tell, it is Thursday and I'm here, but unfortunately, Steve is not here. He wasn't able to make the show tonight. So we're going to go ahead. We've got some really good guests tonight. And of course, we have the other part of the show, which is Tayan. And she'll be coming. There she is right there.
And the other part? My name?
The best part of the show.
Oh,
How you
Lord.
doing, Tayan?
I'm good. I just dropped alien clay on the floor, but other than that, I'm good.
Are you actually down there right now? Are you because you had a class. Is it this weekend coming up?
No, I'm not down there yet. I'll be there next Thursday.
Next Thursday. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So how's everything going with the store?
It's going good. We're figuring out which days, like what hours and which days we need to open and stuff like that. Right now, it's testing phase.
Yeah.
So it's figuring out what works and what doesn't. But other than that, so far, so good.
I hear you. It's hard to believe it's 2024 and it's the fourth day of it already.
I know it. It's weird.
I've spent the last 2 days at my haunted attraction up in Michigan, and just walking through it just seems overwhelming. Like, wow, I gotta still do all this. Plus, we have MountCon coming up, and we have your Expo coming up. Now, I don't have scheduled anything like yours, but
It's not that bad. I've got adjusted.
I see Keith is asking, is your store also called Project Backfire?
No, so the store is called Back. We didn't want to name it Project Backfire because it's like a sister location to Project Backfire because that's more of like the pro stuff, and this is more like a mix of the boutique and the pro stuff. So yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we also should get our hashtags going early today because we are going to give away another VIP pass this week.
Nice.
But listen to this. We, up until last week, you had your general admission pass, and then you had your general admission with movie pass. So then you could go and watch the indie movies. And then you had your VIP, and then on top of that, you had the VIP with movie pass. So it was an extra $30. We have decided
Passes.
to get rid of the extra cost for the movie pass if you buy a VIP. So now the VIP, which is $199, gives you everything, gives you the movies and everything. So we're going to give away one of those new VIPs passes tonight. And we're due hashtag. Geez, we have so many. We got two really good. We're gonna go actually. I love this because it's a long word that people are gonna have to figure out. So let's do one of our guests, one of their stores, and we're gonna do hashtag Slaughterhouse FX. So, and he's actually our first guest tonight. That's going to be hashtag SLAUGHTERHOUSE FX. And we should see that probably in a post coming here in a few minutes. I know that Chris will be on top of it. But that's for, there we go. Molly Zombie's already got one in.
I was about to say Molly's the first one.
So, yeah, I'm excited about tonight. I mean, we have two really good guests. We have Johnny from Skull Island, and we got Kevin. We talked to Kevin a couple of times on the show for Fear Expo last year when we did the Ultimate Haunt Tour there and went through a couple of his haunts. So, yeah, Willie Mays here. What's up, Willie? Willie's been working his butt off lately. I tell you what, he's been out working me. And Brent here. So, yeah, I mean, it's weird being on here hosting this with you because I haven't been on here in a while as far as a host. I mean, I jump on as a guest, but I don't get to host. So why don't you do the interviews tonight?
I am not prepared. I didn't come nothing.
All right. Well, we're trying kind of like a tag team, like Argo. Okay, it's your turn, that type of thing, right?
I will try my best.
Willie, hey guys, we're still working, or he's still working. Kevin, good evening, everyone. Yeah, we're gonna be pulling Kevin out here in just a few minutes. I'm excited. When we first started talking about doing HauntCon in Florida, I have to admit I was being selfish. I just wanted a vacation. And I'm like, I gotta go somewhere where it's warm. I mean, I'm from Michigan. We're gonna have in February probably 2 foot of snow in our backyard, maybe three. And it'd be just nice to go somewhere warm where you don't have to think about shoveling the driveway every day. So, what about you now that you're living way up north?
I have to like mentally prepare myself before I go outside. Cause like I leave my jacket in the truck and like I'm just stuck with like shorts and a hoodie, and then I forget where I live. I'm still trying to get adjusted to the cold weather again. I'm not quite there yet though.
And we know it's going to be a bad winter. I know you haven't lived up north yet, for a little while, but when it's going to be a bad winter is when you don't have snow and it's January 1st.
Yeah, apparently we're supposed to get like snow, like really heavy snow on Saturday.
Okay.
So I can't say I'm excited about it, but it's coming. So
Well, I tell you what, why don't we? I mean, let's get this going. We've got a lot of people who came on here tonight to see these two guests. They didn't come in to listen to me. They might have came in to listen to you, but they definitely didn't come in to listen to me. So let's get Kevin out here. We'll get this going. Kevin,
Hey, how you doing?
look
Can
at
you hear
that.
me?
Your mic's already working. Mine, I had to mute when I came out.
okay, prepared.
Sorry, I got the whole family walking in asking me questions.
Well, don't feel bad. We normally have pets invading our rooms.
Yeah, actually, from Taya from Project Backfire, I ordered a bunch of stuff from her at the end of the season this past year. People usually never know. I just send emails from the haunts, so I ordered a bunch of I guess the backpack air blasters and stuff for Haunted Hydro and
Yeah.
Fright. Yeah,
Nice.
Hopefully good reviews.
everything's
right?
good. Everything good so
Okay.
far.
normally if we don't hear back from people, we're just like we're gonna take it as it went great.
Absolutely. No, I love your products and I love how different they are and stuff. So kudos to that.
Thank you.
Kevin, everyone is saying hello to you in the comments. How have you been doing? You been busy?
Uh, Busy as I thought I was going to have time off, but now it comes with doing some of the convention road again, and just right after October hits, we had six haunted attractions doing the Krampus theme, so trying to get those ready and everything, and then immediately from there, now it's on to inventory and stuff with the convention road, and then we still got to do all our Valentine's haunts for six of the haunts as well. So it's a busy January, February.
Wow. So I got to ask you, Kevin. I'm a fellow haunt owner. I
Mhm.
know my schedule. When do you start? When do you start actually doing your demo work and your rebuild work? I'm not asking
I'll,
about
I'll be
planning. Oh,
yeah,
go ahead.
I'll be honest, and I know people that, but I mean that's if that's true, everybody's haunt would be brand new every year. But I more or less look at it from an aspect of what can I do to add. I have huge investments into storylines and specific type of haunts like Oklahoma Asylum is an asylum, Haunted Hotel is a hotel, the Haunted Hydro is a old hydro statue. I'm not changing out entire scenes every year. It's just not happening. For first and foremost, it's not economical. If you're not doing 60, 70,000 people, 80,000 people, you've got to find that fine line budget to where, you know what, the scenes can be added on to, can be made better, more immersive, and things like that. So I'm more or less just looking at things where I can like add value to customer experience instead of, oh, we need to rip this scene out because it's been there for 3 years. As me and you both know as haunt owners, ask every haunt goer as they walk outside, oh, tell me your favorite 3 scenes, and I can't even tell you 3 scenes in a haunt. And it's like, oh, I just like that one character that was in the elevator. That's what I get every time. So I think just improving your overall product instead of just huge demo work tear outs, and you know obviously some stuff needs to be updated and things need to to be gone through as your storylines change and stuff like that. But just consider the haunted hotel. I've got a prop that's been in there, the elevator, for going on close to 22 years now, and it's the favorite. It's it's one I'll never take out. It slows my throughput down. It causes me problems, but it's my number one attraction. So I do things like that. What's up, Mike? I've seen you. Hey, buddy. Um, so I look for things like that when I'm redoing stuff, and if I get 1 or 2 scene changes a year in a haunt, in one of the smaller haunts, if I get a couple, even a few more out of a couple of them, that's fine with me, because over 5 years, I'm changing half the haunt. It's a constant rotation
Mhm.
every year, but I'm not looking to do giant major renovations every single year, because it's been there for too long. I like making money. That's first and foremost. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people get into this business and they don't treat it like a business, unfortunately. And I've got to look at bottom line. I've got to look at revenues, and I've got to look at payrolls and stuff. And what can we do when we're only open 20 days? I don't want to get into a position where I'm tossing 6 figures into a haunt for a renovation, and I've got 3 rainouts, and we just lost $150,000. So those are the little things that I tend to look at when I'm redoing things, or I'm rebuilding, or uh, you know scheduling out. I mean, so mostly, to get back to your question, because I like to ramble a lot. Uh,
You're all right.
we do our biggest problem is that we do a Krampus theme haunt, we do a Valentine's theme haunt, and then we do an Easter theme haunt, and then we've actually replaced our halfway to Halloween's events with something called Clowns Invasion. So the entire haunts are taken over by just every character is going to be a clown. So that's gonna be one of our changes this year to our halfway to Halloween. And then we do a summer slaughter event where we do like a beach themed vintage slasher style summer event. And then from there, usually in June, that's when any major changes start to happen. June, July, August.
Nice, nice. That's a good plan. And I asked you that question because I get that question all the time, and I
Yeah.
wanted to hear it from someone else. And definitely we've got people on here who own haunted attractions, and that's one of Uh, there's certain people who can't do what you and I do, and that's make changes throughout the year, because they have to build their entire attraction starting in August. They don't get their building until August or
Yes.
September.
Yeah. And
So
and if I can give any advice to somebody, because having multiple haunts, I mean, it's like a lot. Some people that have haunts, or owners that have haunts, they're open 10, 15 days a year, 20 days a year, whatever it is. And I'm open 20 days a year with 9 attractions. So I'm seeing 180 to 190 days of attraction time between all that. And the biggest thing, advice that I can give people is slow down. You don't have to do 100,000 people tomorrow. Doesn't have to be next year. It doesn't have to be the year after. Grow by 5%, grow by 10%.
yeah,
Watch your bottom line budgets and really work the business, and stop worrying about buying $30,000 props when you've got a 5,000 square foot haunt. Like, just work on your show, work on your backstories, work on your actors, work on your training and your safeties, and let the other stuff come. And of course, getting into marketing is a whole show in itself. So
I think the one thing you and I both agree on, and most of the larger haunts would say this as well, it's more important to layer than it is to start over with a brand new event every year.
absolutely. I mean, if it, and I think, and this is the Flamboy who with Hell's Gate. I think if
Mhm.
if anybody needs to some advice on building or like doing an attraction, look what he did with Hell's
Look
Gate.
what he did with that.
Specifically built it for uh, that theme, that storyline. And you think he's going to go in there and tear out that
No,
entire thing to do another
yeah,
story? It's not happening. That's going to be an ongoing storyline that's going to change room to room, small aspects to small aspects, but it's going to be an evolving storyline for years down the road. And it can be done. And that's so I think people should slow down a little bit when they're thinking about tear outs and rebuilds.
And you can change the characters or storyline, like you said, without even really doing a whole lot to the sets.
Yes.
So no, I agree with you. But let's jump into, you are going to be at HauntCon. You have two of your companies coming there. I want to start out by talking about SFX, Slaughterhouse FX. Um, Super excited to have you guys. I know you guys came to Fear Expo last year.
Yep.
My favorite booths that was there at Fear Expo, and now you guys are coming to HauntCon. Why don't you tell
Yep.
us a little bit about those who don't know you? What's going on at Slaughterhouse?
Slaughterhouse, I will say a little bit. We are focusing more on the airbrush makeup side and the FX side of that, and kind of our whole concept with buying Slaughterhouse and like doing that business and over the last few years was when you have 8 haunts, it's kind of hard to run out and buy a body, an animatronic for 8 different locations or a body for, 8 different locations. It starts to add up really, really quick. Like, so instead of buying $1,200 bodies, it's like, oh, well, we have all these molds. We can do all this. Let's learn how to do this and start doing our own stuff. Well, then it started to take off and, we grew really fast with it. And we were had vended at Transworld for a couple years. And then, unfortunately, just like with any business, there's issues with employment. I mean, and you have to look at these businesses, and there's a lot of, you see a lot of these things come up, through at Transworld when, they're like, oh, I ordered my stuff in March, I'm not getting it till September. It's because you've got one amazing artist that works for that company that's doing 90% of the work.
Yeah.
So a lot of these companies that are, that are doing this, that's the reason is that because of this volume, it tends to, when I lose a head artist, it's like you just can't just bring in Joe Schmo off the street to come in and start sculpting and pouring and casting, and you live 700 miles away, and hopefully you can answer all his questions. So so we've taken a little bit of a step back to really focus on the makeup side of it, because that's our formula. That's what we do in house. We do it personally, and I have been for 3 or 4 years now. And so we still make everything, and we're going to like slow down on like the production of it and not like try to mass produce stuff. Going to go more the Dembski route and do like really cool, like abstract, like just off the wall pieces. And so we're going to see a heavy revamp probably over the next few weeks over to the website to reflect all that. But
Nice.
yeah, just pushing the airbrush makeup. It's we do a 99% alcohol. It's all alcohol based. It's easy wipe on, easy wipe off. It's all cruel free, animal, vegan. It's really good, and the cheap airbrushes that you can get right off of Amazon and stuff. It's minimal clog, as long as you take care of your as long as you take care of your equipment. You won't have any, shouldn't have any issues with it. But we've got a ton of colors, and it's some really good stuff, and we really believe in the product, and it's very good, especially our spray makeups that you're on right now. That you can just grab those, and if you're in a pinch, just you spray them where you need them. It's good for dirtying up and stuff like that. So we got a lot of good stuff with the makeup.
Yeah, you got a cool looking logo and bottle too. I'm checking it out. Um, as Chris is going through the website there. Just so everyone knows, what's the website that they can go to check this out themselves?
SlaughterhouseFX.com. It's just the name of the company.com, and you'll see right on the front page. Like right now, we're not accepting any bodies or any of the props right now because we are pushing. Is We'll talk about dead rabbits after this, but we are pushing the makeup side of it for the next 2 shows. Just as we're working on uh, doing our one-off pieces for inventory as we put them on the website right now.
Nice, nice. Now you're actually from Florida, aren't you, Kevin?
Actually, originally from Louisville, Kentucky. I just moved to Florida within the last year and a half.
Oh, and like Tayan. Tayan's from Kentucky, but she just went to Florida.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Doug just asked a question. What happened to the brick on a stick? It's still in there. If you look under, we actually have a category called on a stick that should be in there. Uh, but again, like I was just saying, like there, you've probably seen a lot of stuff come off the website. Um, Thank you, Bethany. Appreciate it. You start seeing a lot of stuff come off the website because we are revamping to a lot of stuff where we're not going to like mass produce moving forward with Slaughterhouse. We're going to do a lot of like where we make 50, 60, 70 pieces, put them on the website for sale, or bring them to a convention or something like that, and do cash and carry.
Okay. Well, speaking of that, then will you have
Willie
cash
Mae
and
did
carry?
ask.
Oops. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tan. Sorry.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. I'll ask.
I
after
was
you.
just going to ask you about a cash and carry item. So I'll go first, then you, Tan. All right. So Kevin,
That's
at
fine.
Hong Kong, are you going to have cash and carry there?
Absolutely. Probably most of our booths will be cash and carry.
Okay, perfect.
And we'll be taking, and of course with Dead Rabbits, as we get into that as well, we'll have most of the booth will be masked from Dead Rabbits, and then our Slaughterhouse makeup that we'll be bringing.
Okay. Tan, what were you going to ask?
Willie Mae asked this whenever we were discussing your haunt. He asked, how much energy should you put into customer service?
It's really a two-sided sword. I see a lot. It's also what aspect of the customer service are you referring to? Because I think too many people put too large of weight on what minimal people think. So you may get five. Say you do a night where you got 1,000 people that come through your haunt. You have five that's like, oh, it sucks, or I waited too long, or I done this. It's like you can't listen to the three or four to change everything. I mean, I've seen literally where people have changed entire setups to their haunts because a couple people complained about stuff that I think was so minimal. I'm like, why would you even do this? But I think you have to embrace the overall aspect, and I think if you have to be looking at your customer feedback, you have to be looking at your Google reviews. Uh, I think first and foremost, I think where most haunts fail, and I think this is across the board from all my experience, is throughput and getting people through the door, grouping the groups, and actually having them ready to go. I can't tell. I mean, I go to 100 haunts a year, and the people there's a reason why haunts that can do 50,000, 60,000 people, they'll get the bad customer service. Of course, oh, we've been cattled in, we've been moved there. You're not going to do that many without doing some sort of like that. But there's a fine line. There is a good balance between the two, and to making a good show and not having people stand in line for 3 hours. I think it's a case by case basis, because I have, between our 8 attractions, I have 3 or 4 that do time ticketing, and I have 4 or 5 that have no time ticketing. So I think it's just a case by case scenario. And if you have more of a specific question on the customer service side, I'd be happy to answer that as well.
Perfect. Let's move on to. Do you have anything else about Slaughterhouse that you wanted to say real quick, Kevin?
No, like if there's any makeup artists out there that have not tried ours, or you have any haunt owners that have not tried our makeup, and you're looking for something, I do amazing deals for haunt owners, for makeup artists at the haunts and stuff like that. Get with me. I'll send you free product just to put it in your hands, and I'll give you good discounts to start. I just want people to get our product into their hands, and once they do, I know they'll love it.
Nice. That's great.
And
So
also, we'll be bringing a whole bunch of free samples and stuff. And Doug, I was going to talk to you as well, like a bunch of grab bags for some of the VIPs, and some of the members there. So we're going to bring a ton of makeup to Hong Kong to give away for free.
that's gonna be awesome. You heard it here first. If you want some free makeup, come to Hong Kong. Go now, Kevin. Are you going to be actually at the booth too?
I will actually be there. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get to meet Kevin at the booth. You can pick his brain and grab some free makeup.
Absolutely.
Willie
Don't be
has
afraid
another question.
Go ahead. Yep.
He asked, question, Kevin, with a bunch of exclamation points. How much should you invest into a new indoor haunt? It sounds like Willie's trying to do something.
Willie, again, that's such a loaded gun question. I'd have to have so many metrics and so many questions. But man, if you want to message me, or you want to shoot me a message on Facebook, what I love to do is I love to talk, and I can't stop sometimes. So if you ever want to just throw me some questions back and forth, I could talk for an hour on investing into haunts and how much. But there's so many measures that come outside of just a rough number.
Yeah, and we could spend a whole show just
Yeah.
talking about haunts. Trust me, I know we can.
And we'd never get to the end of it. We'd still be at the queue line by the time the hour was up, I promise.
So tell us about this new adventure. Now, all of us know Dead Rabbit,
Yes.
but now it's you. I mean, you own Dead Rabbit Studios now. So tell us how
Yeah,
that.
so this has been in the works for probably 2 years now. I bought the last time that they've vended at Transworld was probably the last time they really even conducted business. Um, so first and foremost, I got to put this out there is that I just bought the assets, I bought the name, I bought the other stuff. Unfortunately, I know there's going to be some people that have ordered from the previous company that did not get fulfilled.
Mm,
Uh, I would still love to get all those people to send me emails once we get everything up and going and connected because it's kind of a hard uh, conversation to have with the old owner and try to work all that out, and so you don't always get all the information. Same thing that happened when we bought Nefarious Nightmares mass company from someone else. They had 25 or 30 unfulfilled orders that we didn't know about, and so it kind of puts a little pressure on us. We try to help as long as we could, but it's kind of hard when a company was doing something else and we can't fulfill those orders. It's but we want to try and help as much as possible on that side. So I like to put that out there first because I know there was a little bit of backlash from Dead Rabbit from that, and that's why they haven't been around for a while. But and I will say the old owner Robert, he's a really good guy, but he's got a lot of family health problems, and they've been battling a lot over the last couple of years with some family stuff. So I love Dead Rabbit, and I love the company, and the couple of the people that work up there. I flew up there to Philly to meet all of them, and unfortunately, just routes took different way, and so to get back into it, like in 2 years ago, I saw that they basically the website had just stopped. They stopped posting on Facebook, and I was like, hey, if you ever want to get rid of the moles, you ever want to do anything, I'd love to step in and see what I can do. And we talked back and forth, um, and finally about probably sometime in October, I said, once all this is over, he said, let's get this done. And I flew up there and flew up to Philly in December, and uh, acquired all the molds, acquired all the information, got all the products, got everything transported over for all the website stuff, and so now I'm the and basically what I'd done with the reason why I bought Dead Rabbits is I want it more of to be a family business for my daughter. My daughter, who's 12 years old now, has been haunting with me in the haunt business since since she could walk. I've got her in Deadpool costumes, and she runs around as a giant rat, digging through trash and at all the haunts. So I mean, she just absolutely, I mean, just loves traveling with me and loves going to the haunts. And when we had started Slaughterhouse FX, she loved making the mask. She loved like going up there and painting and stuff like that. But we were having to fly to Indianapolis to ever work on something. So I told her, I said, if I come across something or something, makes its uh, you know, opens up to where I can do something with us, I'll try to do it to where I can bring it home. And so that's how that ended up happening. So I had bought Dead Rabbits, and I basically bought it for my daughter so that me and her could do a business together that was just mine and
So I actually think you own more companies than I do.
hers. Yeah, it's not easy. I'll say it's not easy, but I don't know what I would do if I didn't do it. To be honest, like I'm pretty much addicted to work. I love the chaos. So it keeps me sharp. But I told my partner Jason, who's my partner. He always gets on. He keeps me straight and yells at me a lot. But I mean, because I forget what day it is a lot of times, and so. Uh, so even saying that I'm forgetting what I'm saying here, but it is a lot to remember. It's and we try to do, and we are very hands on everywhere. And that's one thing that we kind of pride ourselves in what we do. All the attractions we own are our attractions. I make sure that I try to get to them all, so I'm flying everywhere, and I'm taking care of everything, especially with the new business with my daughter, but that's why I brought it home to Florida so I could do that with her. So it definitely keeps busy for sure.
Yeah. Well, we got a couple questions. Tan, did you see the questions that were coming through?
Yeah. So David Quinn asked, "Did you buy and use the Dead Rabbit molds, or are you making all new products?"
I have all the old Dead Rabbit modes. I did acquire, and they are with me here in Florida. And I have already started to make some of the product already, and a lot of the stuff that that they did have, you'll see that stuff coming back out again. There are a lot of their new stuff that was 2017, 2018, 2019. That they didn't push it very hard, and they didn't go to very many shows. They'd only been to Trans World a couple times, and didn't really push it online a lot. So it's going to be most people to be a lot of new product. We have a lot of new paint jobs that were coming up. Uh, uh, so we'll have a lot of new paint schemes on the masks, and I've got some good ideas for making new characters and stuff from the molds that are there. The good thing with the good thing with these masks is 90% of the masks are resin. And I've got some of their masks from 2017 that I still use in most of my haunts today that don't even look like it's ever chipped paint. So it's a different type of mask. It's not your typical latex mask. A lot of a lot of the masks that Dead Rabbit has is going to be a resin base. So it's a really really tough, hard, durable mask. But it's longevity for those. And then we're doing a lot of stuff where it's a lot of half masks. Obviously, it's a lot of half masks when it comes to resin, and I think that's what the industry is pushing more towards, and getting away from the full overhead mask because it's so hard to get your actors to wear them.
I only use the full mask for props.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the
Yeah,
only thing I
props
use.
are heck, I can't even use silicone anymore unless it's for a video shoot. So
Yep. A lot of half
I
masks,
have
a lot of makeup, a lot of prosthetics.
yeah.
the question I had is your daughter gonna be at HauntCon? Because I'd love
My
to
daughter
meet
is at
her.
my daughter is definitely going to be traveling with me. The good thing is my daughter's been homeschooled for the last 3 years since the pandemic, so she gets her off time as dad says so. So yeah, so I'm
Awesome.
that's one thing that I'm big on with my daughter is I like her going to real world applications, so I make her travel with me all the time, and she's actually out of my 8 haunts, I think the only one she hasn't been to is Oklahoma. So she loves to travel and loves to dress up, and then she loves painting masks. So this is gonna be like her thing. So she'll be in the booth helping me work.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well, Scarecrow Creation says hi. And doesn't look now. Don't forget, we are giving away a VIP pass, and that includes everything. That includes the movies. That includes we got 56 hours of education that is free there. It includes your show floor. It includes the luau. There's just so much going on at HauntCon. If you have not checked out the site yet, make sure you go to hauntcon.com and
And
check
Doug,
out
if you want, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. If
Oh, go
you
ahead.
is there
Are you
anything
there?
from oh, can you hear me, bud?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to tell you if you want for like a door prize or something for HauntCon, we'll do a $200 gift certificate to Slaughterhouse, and then we'll do one free mask, valued up to $300 for Dead Rabbits for any giveaway that you want.
So the great thing, I'm so glad you did that. We are actually working. We have a pre-show event that's from
Sweet.
noon to 2 before the show floor opens on Friday, and we're
Yeah.
doing door prizes. That's actually sponsored by the Stan Winston School of Arts, and they're
Oh,
giving
nice.
away 3 big prizes plus your
Yeah.
prizes. You got to make sure you make it there for the pre-show before we open, because we're going to have lots of giveaways. We'll get them all up on our website. Thanks very much, Kevin. That's awesome.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so
Uh,
Kevin Stich has been with us from Dead Rabbits, and also Slaughterhouse FX and 18 other haunted attractions. Oh wait, I'm going into the future a little bit here.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, make sure that you get your hashtags in. We are giving away a free VIP ticket tonight. It is definitely the hottest ticket of the year. It's the first ticket of the year. So make sure that you get out there to HauntCon. Kevin, why don't you let everyone know, first of all, where they can go to find Slaughterhouse FX and then Dead Rabbit Studios. Oh, did we lose Kevin again?
No,
there we go.
I think, I think I hit my USB dongle there. The website for Slaughterhouse is slaughterprops.com or slaughterhousefx.com. Either URL is good. The Dead Rabbits website is being overhauled right now, so it is down probably for the next week or two. as we are transferring all that stuff over. We literally just acquired all the information just a few days ago. So it will be Dead Rabbit Studios.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, it looks like we are actually having a little bit of problems with Kevin's mic. I know he said he had something with his USB. There he is again, Kevin.
Oh, sorry. Slaughterprops.com, slaughterhousefx.com, and if you're, can you still hear me?
No, we can still hear you. We heard you.
Oh, good. But the Dead Rabbit Studios website is now being overhauled right now. So it'll probably be for the next 7 to 10 days. We're still working on that, transferring over everything and getting everything that we want on and off the site. So, but everything will be up and ready to go for HauntCon, and we'll be ready to rock.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Kevin. Is there anything you wanted to say before we let you go?
Hey, man, just be kind to everybody. Have fun, smile, and do this because you love it. And hope to see everybody at HauntCon.
All right. We'll see you later. You take care of yourself, Kevin.
Thanks, guys.
So don't forget, also get your Slaughterhouse FX hashtag Slaughterhouse FX. Win a free VIP ticket to HauntCon. That was pretty cool, Tan. I mean, with him taking over Dead Rabbit, I've always liked their products. I thought Dead Rabbit was an amazing mask company, and everything I see Kevin touch is turned to gold. So I'm really excited to see where he takes that.
I didn't get to see Dead Rabbit anything, so I'm just now figuring this out. But I like that it's a dad-daughter situation. That's pretty cool.
I know we're gonna have the 12-year-old. Did he say his daughter's name? I don't think he said. He just said my daughter, right? So we'll have to meet her at HauntCon and get her autograph because she's the next big star coming up in the haunt industry. What do you keep doing to your mic? Is it me or you that's making you mute?
I'm not muting that I know of. I was just readjusting my mouse so I could see the comments.
All right. Well, that was our first guest. Our next guest, if you know anything about schools, if you know about the film industry, about the haunt industry, you've heard of Skull Asylum. It's just, it's so well known out there. And if you don't know much about it, you're in for a treat tonight because we have Johnny here from Skull Asylum, and he's going to be coming on. I'm actually looking for, he sent me a little tag here. Chris, you want to go ahead and bring Johnny out while I look for what I'm looking for? There we go. Johnny, how you doing, sir?
What's happening, man? How's it going?
Good. Johnny, meet Tan. Tan, meet Johnny.
Tan, what's happening? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Like a kitten.
So, Johnny,
Right on.
I was going to brag you up, kind of a show starter, but I wanted to get my information in front of me, and it took a second. So now that you're here, we're going to let you brag yourself up. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
I watch YouTube videos and I lie to people pretend I do special effects. No, I'm kidding. Well, this is like an interview, so I like this. I speak excessively, so if you tell me to shut up, I completely understand. I talk all day because I teach all day. Anyway, I've been doing this for 35 years. I've done everything from historical reproduction for monsters and creatures, and I can go down the line. I've been doing, like I said, I've been doing this a long time. We've done everything. We worked with Bob Kirschman for a long time. We've done everything from Haunting on Hill House, Dr. Sleep. I've done my own through my own Skull Asylum for my company. We've done stuff, just a lot of films. We do a lot of films, a lot of feature films, but as of late, I've been doing a lot of teaching. And for the last, I actually came to Georgia from Florida in the house. Yeah. And I came from Florida up here because I couldn't take it anymore watching everybody make money and making stuff, and I was suffering. So I bought a house here. My wife actually bought it online. We never saw it. Want to talk about being crazy? Never saw the house. Bought the house, came up here with no job. Guess what? Started working on major feature films within a month and a half. and I came in here like fire. I wrote the curriculum for the Georgia Film Academy here, developed a department. I'm not a corporate guy, so I had a problem with them. I got a big mouth, and I told me they were going to do something. They didn't do it, so my Italian came out of me, and it didn't go well. So I started teaching myself, and then what happened is we exploded. So I was doing 80 hours a week every week. That's what I did. That's what I do, by the way. That's why I look like Gandalf if I let it get longer. You know what I mean? So we're all about. We see so many people go to these really big schools, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a super shop guy, right? I'm all about molds and silicones, intrinsic applications, and I just couldn't take anymore watching a lot of people go to schools and they didn't learn anything. And it sucks because I would hire these people and they would brag up where they went to school and they get the big head and they'd walk in and I'd fire them within 2 days because they talked a great game, but when it was go time and you did 16-hour days, they left. But then I felt bad for them, have them come back, and then they ended up becoming my students. I live this, man. I'm extremely passionate for what I do. I love the world of special effects. Especially love the world of practical makeup effects. There's nothing wrong with digital for environments, but for me, I'd much rather see something in front of me get ripped to pieces and blood squirt out of its eyeballs. That's just me. You know what I mean? And that always goes well in church. Just saying. Anyway, I'm very serious all the time, as you can see. But we're super excited to come out there to Hong Kong. And Doug, thank you for reaching out, man, and we can't wait to come out and teach because we got, it's a trip. We got a couple of people coming from Virginia, some people from Pennsylvania, because I'm living there, and I was like, really? You're gonna come all the way out? And they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go check it out. And we're going to Florida, we're gonna have a vacation. So I get it.
That's awesome,
right?
That is
I get
awesome.
it. So we're excited, man.
Yeah, and you actually, John, you've got 3 classes yourself here at Hong Kong. You start out on Friday, you have 1 on Friday, and you have 2 on Saturday. Why don't you give us a little preview or tell us a little bit about what those classes are about?
Well, anybody that's worked on a major feature film knows that that environment is stress is not even the word. What usually take you, they call me, hey Johnny, I need a body. When do you need it? In 2 days. Oh, good. You know what I mean? That's the story of hence that's why I'm bald and aerodynamic, because the stress is incredible. But we deal with it and we fight and we get it done. So the first class is going to be an out of the kit class. So my thing is about speed. The other thing I like to teach about special effects is a lot of people, they teach you these high-end silicones. They teach you these really, really expensive materials. And a lot of times I teach them inside out. But usually when I teach, I show you 30 mistakes, and then I teach you how to do it right. Because I'd much rather you use my materials and make those mistakes than spend your own money and get frustrated. So we do a lot of stuff. So that class is really going to show you how to do stuff. It's not what you have, it's what you do with what you have. It's your skill set. It's how much you practice. Just like I tell my students, I've seen people do stuff with latex and tissue paper that blow away some of the guys that are doing the high-end silicones. Now, granted, we're not doing tissue paper and latex on films, but at the end of the day, my point is, it's how much you practice. It's your skill set. So we're going to really show a lot of really, really cheap and expensive things that are really fast to do for haunts.
Yeah, and I remember
cost effective.
I remember talking to you about that, because when you were talking to me about doing classes, and I said, well, we got to get them inside of an hour. And you said, okay, we'll try that.
I do. We do that class. We're going to do a speed of light sound class also. That's going to be the really fast class. But there's a lot of techniques you guys are going to see when we get out there. And I know that no one's taught them because they're our own techniques. We do horrible injuries on transfer papers that we actually build on transfer papers. So we just basically stick them on like we do a Bondo transfer, but they're actually, we build them on a piece of transfer paper with silicone out of the kit. So these things, when you look at them, and there's no paint involved in them, what we do is everything we do intrinsic application. So we're using flockings, and if we do put paints in them, they're in reverse in the back. So what it is when you put it on, as somebody that's going by, if you're inside a haunted house and somebody's touching, the paint's not going to come off. So it'll look exactly like it did coming in and out. So we're going to
Nice.
show a lot of cool stuff, and we're going to also hit the film industry. I know there's an independent. We got a lot of independent filmmakers coming, so we're going to really, really emphasize to them. You know, the grandeur of filmmaking is lovely, but the reality is budgets, and we're going to tell them how to make really badasseries on low budgets. You know, one of the big things is bodies. To tell you the truth, if we were doing a feature film, our bodies are $30,000-$40,000. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's what we're used to, right? We punch the hair. We don't put wigs on. Everything's punched. Everything's airbrushed. You know, we do top of the line stuff, and it's great. We got some heavy hitter effect artists at the shop. You know, the guys that teach at the shop at Skull Asylum. You know, between the 5 of us, we have over 500 movies under our belts. So
Wow.
we're all about. We're getting old, man. That's okay. That's the truth. We're getting old, and we want to pass it on. So before I die of a heart attack on set, if somebody learns this shit.
Well, the guy who just said hello to you might also be there as well, Michael Burnett.
Hey, Mike, what's up, man? Right on. That's awesome, man. Yeah, look forward to seeing some. There's gonna be a lot of faces. I know, man. So we're looking forward to going out there and rocking it, and just plugging away, and just really just it's what we do. And everybody around us at the event is people, our people. So we're gonna do as much as we can to pass off information. If, of course, you know who Dick Smith is. I have Dick Smith mentality, Crystal. If I know it, I share it. Right?
Yeah.
My goal is, if you can do it better than me, kick ass, because then I'll hire you, and then I don't have to do it. Right?
Okay.
It's true, man. I want to sit down, because I always tell my wife all this thing. I'm just going to hire people this time. I'm just going to hire the people. I'm not going to do nothing. And guess who's in the shop at 4 o'clock in the morning making molds and doing silicone? Yeah, I can't help myself.
Mike said Deku.
Some guy, I don't know, some old dude who used to play with latex and stuff. Got me to the infinity.
It looks like Keith is jumping into it too now. You don't know who
Right
Dick
on.
Smith is, you're not a hunter.
But I mean, I love the craft so much, man. And I think he was probably Dick Smith. I mean, there's so many of us, in our generation, the 80s and stuff. That was the guy that set the mark, and everybody's been chasing it since day one. You know what I mean? We just keep share it. How do we evolve as artists too? That's the other thing. If we're not sharing it, we're not listening. I get a lot of my students, they get nervous because I sit there and I watch them. Yeah. And they're, oh my God, why are you watching? Because I might learn something. They're like, how are you going to learn something from me? Because I'm a student every single day. That's why. And somebody might do something that's I might find cool, and it's happened all the time. And I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. How did you do that? Right? And they, of course, their heads get big, but it doesn't matter. I'm happy that I learned something. But when we teach our classes, we have the maximum is 4 people. But I prefer one-on-one, and I have you for a whole week. And that's what we do at Skull Asylum. We're all about making sure that everybody that takes our classes or does a class, we're sitting next to you doing it with you. We're so focused on you. I want you not to be good. I want you to kick ass. Because my high is when a student sends me, they did their first independent film. Yay, Johnny. And they sent me a picture on my phone. That's why I do it, man. I get all rushed. I get it like a father. Look, I show my friends. Look my student. Look what they did. So I'm all about it, man. I love it. I love what I do. Like I said, we don't have more than 4 students at a time, but we prefer 1 at a time. I'm doing an intensive right now. It's just 1 person, and we teach you what you want to learn, and that's the other scenario. Because there's a lot of people who are like, you go to school and you're like, oh, like for instance, you go to school and you take a pottery class. What the hell am I going to do at a pottery class? You know what I mean?
I do.
Man, always learning, brother. I'm always a student. I'd love to talk to other people that are just as mentally as ill as me that are into this too. So that's why I have to go. And I can't wait to see you all. Our classes are usually from 8 to 3. I see a question. They're from 8 to 3, and they run 1 week, and all our materials are included.
Yeah, and the classes at HauntCon are going to be
those
1
are
hour.
Wow.
Yep. Something must be wrong with my speaker. It's a little crackly. Does it sound crackly across to you?
You sound wonderful over here.
Okay. Well, it just must be feedback then.
Okay.
So you have
Doug?
one class on Friday. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have a browser open with audio?
I don't believe so. Is it coming across correctly?
A little bit. It sounds like maybe you have another browser open with audio, like you're previewing one of the sites.
Nope. Actually, I only have this browser open, so. Why don't you tell us real quick, and I quit talking because maybe it is getting bad for everyone else. Tell us about Saturday's classes. You have 2 on Saturday.
We got a speed of light class. That's makeup at the speed of light. That one's again is going to be a lot of how to get things done quickly and effectively. I think a lot of times too, and we've got Netherworld here, and almost 90% of the people that come out of Netherworld, most of them are our students, and we try to teach them to be fast and effective as possible. A lot of people get caught up, unfortunately, they try to finesse things and what have you. So we teach people how to make things pre-made that are awesome that you can stick onto somebody in seconds and get them out the door. You know what I mean? Because I don't have to tell anybody here listening to this, the makeup room was always a very interesting place during peak season when you get hit. But you're gonna see a lot of really fast techniques and innovative techniques. And you're also going to see they're also going to be very cost effective, just like an out of the kit class. And the other class that we're going to do for the independent film, that is going to be really giving the realism to independent filmmakers of what things cost and how do you do it another way, and just teaching about materials and how do you, unfortunately, a lot of times when you get special effect artists, people don't understand the amount of work that goes into making something. They think they're magicians half the time, and we can just, there you go, there's a head right there. Look how lovely. So at the end of the day, we're going to kind of give you the guys the realism of the aspect. And if you want to go into the aspect of making it for yourself, we'll help you. We know we have an hour, but there's also a lobby. So I'll be more than happy to continue my conversation in the lobby to make sure everybody is happy, because that's what I do for a living. I make horrible things so that people are happy.
And that's the thing about there's that feedback. That's the thing about Hong Kong is we have so much networking possibilities for people to come up and meet with you.
Yeah, and that's what we're gonna be. We'll be all over the place. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a booth guy, because then I'm stuck in one place and I can't walk around and go after people. So we're all, yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt you. As far as your
Sure.
classes go, I know
Yes.
that there's like sometimes an age limit to them. How old do you have to be to take one of your classes?
I think if a parent were to come in with somebody underage, it's cool, but I wouldn't have anybody like under 12. Maybe even they're 16, because some of the stuff that we show and some of the things that we do are pretty intense. I don't want to have scare anybody away, even though it's Hong Kong. You know what I mean? I don't want to offend anybody. But I think at the end of the day, I think they know what they're coming to. I guess I should say that on myself. They're not coming. We're not doing the church service. We're going to Hong Kong. Hell yeah.
So as far as teaching goes, what's probably like your favorite thing that you've taught?
Everything. I love to teach it all. Today I had an advanced mold making class and silicone application class, and I love that class. But honestly, I love to teach. I have an introduction to special effect makeup course that I teach for the whole week. That's my favorite course, because it teaches a little of all of it. After that week, if you're still interested, you'll be an effect artist. But that first week is so many things. You learn so many things. And actually, the out of the kit that we're going to do on that Friday is going to touch on a lot of things on how to, at the end of the day, I know there's a lot of haunts, especially around here, that they see the netherworld, right? They see the mecca of haunted houses out here, and there's so many little ones, and they try so hard to do the stuff those guys are doing, but at the end of the day, that's a multi-million-dollar place. So we show them how to do, because they try to do the makeups really, they try to buy these really expensive makeups and try to put them on, and then they take a class from us. And they're like, "Oh my god, I can do this with gelatin, and I can do this with latex. And are you kidding me? And it's gonna last." So because we show people how to make it last, and we show a lot of new techniques. Needless to say, they're cost effective. My life getting into the world of special effects in the 80s, there was no such thing as school. What you did, your school was suffering. So I'm very good at that.
That's I've heard that.
Yeah, so suffering is good. Things exploding, your mom beating you because you had foam latex in the oven. That's how it is. Right?
That's what Michael told me. He was like, we all had to teach ourselves because we didn't know how to do that. Now you can just Google it.
If anybody knows Mike, that Mike knows.
Yeah, that's true.
He knows. But you know, I didn't give up. I never wanted to. I just kept pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and I would be super tired, and I'd still go home, and my eyes would be closing, and I'd be trying to sculpt because I knew how to learn how to sculpt. I learned how to needed. And here's the old guy talking. Ready for the old guy talking? All right, ready. When you became an effect artist back in the 80s, you knew how to do everything. It wasn't like today. Well, I just want to do hair and make monster teeth. That's nice. I hope you like ramen noodles. You know what I mean? You have to learn it all, man. You don't have to be good at it all, but at least you get the respect of somebody when you walk into a room. You understand that person's job. So there's an aspect of respect. You know what I mean? I mean, there was back in the day, there were so many guys, they did everything. Steve Wang and Rick Baker, they did everything, and they did everything great. We just don't, the older generation, we just don't care for the people that like to do 2 or 3 things. Just saying.
Doug, your mic is muted.
We have corporate sponsorship from Smooth On and Reynolds, and we also have sponsorship from EBA, European Body Art. So we got some corporate sponsors backing us on this stuff. So we're excited to bring those guys to you guys. Cool. I like ramen noodles too. There's nothing wrong with ramen noodles. I had some today. With latex in it. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man.
Simon Lee, yeah.
Doug, your mic is still muted. I see your mouth moving, but I hear nothing
Okay,
coming.
so here's what Chris and I figured out. Okay, so that's why. So now he's muted. John's muted, because we found out that the feedback was actually coming from John's mic. So that's why the mute thing's been happening. We've been trying to play it off, and so that's why I was muted for a little bit. John's muted right now, just so that way there's no echo. You see, there's no echo going on. We actually figured this out.
Yeah.
So, real quick, I'm going to mute myself here in a second because I'm going to ask John a question. John, why don't you tell everyone watching, I mean, those who don't know, where they can find you, as far as your school, and just give them a real quick update one more time on what you're going to be doing at HauntCon.
Okay. www.skullasylummsfxstudio.com. You can see all these movies we've done. You can see all this other stuff that we do. We also own a medical company. We keep that kind of quiet. We do a lot of medical work and R&D research for the military and that kind of stuff too. So that's another show. But we keep ourselves very busy. I mean, because at the end of the day, I'm going to be as honest and to the point as I can. If you want to be just an effect artist in today's world, you will starve. That's the truth. You have to have something to fall back on. When you become that pro effect artist, you have a skill set that allows you to go into the medical industry, that allows you to go to all these different industries that you have those skill sets and they pay huge. Anyway, on Friday, we will be doing an out of the kit class. That out of the kit class is going to talk about making your own bloods. It's going to talk about just a plethora of things, how to do silicone bondo sheets. We're going to show all kinds of stuff that are really, really fast. I know we have an hour, and if it spills over an hour, come to the lobby. We're not done. And then that'll also on Saturday we have a special effect makeups, special effect makeup at the speed of light is the name that I had to think about it for a second. I'm getting old. And that class is going to be exactly what it sounds like. Fast, 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 fast. And that's exactly what we're talking about, speed in that. We're talking about using flockings and using different techniques to make things look more hyper realistic. And then again, the independent film class is going to be completely about everything. It's going to be about, being how to be cost effective and how to actually not, you see your script and you're like, oh, well, I want 57 bodies and I want this and that. And it's realism how much things cost to make, and how do you not all of a sudden you want all these things, but you can't have them because money, unfortunately, is an evil thing. But we need that too. But at the end of the day, they both going to show you how to go around the bush. See to say.
Well, John, I'm super excited to meet up with you down there. I'm excited that you decided to come to the show. It's going to be so much fun having you and Michael and, oh man, Keith. I mean, there's going to be so many great FX artists there, and just a networking. I'm excited about the classes. I'm excited about the show floor. But the networking and the amount of networking that we've done, you're going to have an amazing opportunity to meet everyone if you come to Hong Kong this year. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I totally look forward to meeting as many people as I can. I always like to meet people, especially, like I said, my people, all my people. So I can't wait to look. And I've got a bunch of my own friends that I've kind of turned on to you guys as part of it. Omar Safrito will be there from Nomad Studios. Ashley Levy will be there. There's going to be just a lot of people that work that do the feature films and stuff that we work on. We work on together, Stranger Things, stuff like that, and it's really cool because these guys have the same crazy passion as I do, and it's going to be amazing to have them all there. And if we get arrested, it's because we're all there. Say no.
I was talking to a vendor today, and I was talking to him about Hong Kong, trying to get him to come to the show. And they said, "Wait, we're already coming." I said, "You are? I don't have you on the map." I said, "No, I'm coming to the classes." Well, all right. So they're so excited about the classes and the people teaching the classes. They're like, "Well, I'm coming for the classes." I'm like, "Okay, well, that works too. At least we got you there."
Hell yeah, I love it, man. Our weekend classes are $150. You know what I mean? So doing them for the $50 for the class, we don't care. We just want to see people. We want to see this practical effects live forever. That's all. And it makes us super happy that we can show like some of the movie tricks that we do, for the haunt guys out there, and we love that. And like I say, we train a lot of haunt people to be cost effective and how to make stuff look really, really cool. You know what I mean? Because when I see people buying Fleet Street blood, which is amazing blood, for $60 for this big, and I can make a gallon of it that looks real, yeah, we're gonna have to show that stuff.
Well, and I think next week what I'm going to do, so those of you here on tonight for our prize next week, I think I might buy all 3 of Johnny's classes and give them away next week. So you can win a free seat to all 3 of Johnny's classes next week if you turn in.
And if you guys, what we're going to do is we're going to have a little raffle too. And we're going to actually give $500 off of an intensive course if you come and hang out with us. As a private course, here's the catch. It has to be a one-on-one course. We'll give a $500 discount to that class. Cool?
Wow. Nice. Well,
and
John,
all our materials are included, just so you know.
Well, John, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I've got you on mute right now. I'm going to take you off mute here in a second, just because it actually gets rid of the echo. I don't know why it worked like that, but yeah, I agree with Keith. He just posted something saying, "Johnny, come to Fear Expo. We need you there as well." So, but real quickly, tell everyone where they can find you, and I'm going to take you off mute.
www.scholasylumsfxstudio.com. If you want to send me an email, you want to talk about classes or the ones we're doing at Hong Kong and more in depth, I'm always more than happy. I'm scholasylumsfxstudio@gmail.com. And if you want to check us out at Instagram, I come to Facebook every once in a blue moon, but it seems that Instagram is more my repertoire of platform. So I'm Skull Asylum SFX. on Instagram, and I am always happy to talk to anybody about anything. If you're making something, you know what's going, you screwed something, call me, talk to me. I'll be more than happy. If I can help you, I'll help you. And if I don't know what I'm doing, I definitely know somebody that can help you. Cool.
So I just had a question actually sent to me. It's from a haunt owner, and he wants to know if you actually travel for classes to come out for a makeup room. He's got 24 makeup artists, so it must be a bigger haunt. And he just wanted to know if you travel to do those kind of classes as well.
We do those kinds of classes, and I would need to know a couple of months in advance, because as you guys know, the film industry took a blasting last year because of the strikes and what have you. And at the end of the day, the first week of this, we've already got Stranger Things calling. We've got a bunch of, I can't say a lot of stuff because that's just how it works, but let's just say there's a lot of films coming in, and it's coming in fast. So if I do have ample time, I can get that situated, so I'd be more than happy to travel. We'll go wherever it is, as long as there's cool haunt people that make terrible things. We're there.
Love it. Tan, do you have anything else?
I think you all pretty much covered it.
Hell yeah. Well,
All right,
very cool.
All right, Johnny, thank you so much, and you have a great night, and we'll see you really soon.
Yeah, man. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Okay, so at least we figured out where the echo's from. It was
Yes.
It was a combination of Johnny's mic and our mics, and so that's why we were playing a little bit of that mute Russian roulette, I guess. It looked like it sometimes.
Before we do the raffle, I seen a question for me, and I'm gonna answer it before I lose it. He asked when my website would be back open so he could make an order. The website is my mom's job. So she's been working on it for like 3 days straight.
Leaving her out
Yeah.
to dry. You are hanging your mom out to dry.
Yeah, we get internet tomorrow here at the store, so hopefully we'll get the website done, like, I don't know, either by the end of this week or beginning of next week, hopefully. You can go ahead and make an order, though. You just have to message us on Facebook with whatever you're wanting, and we can make an invoice. Because, yes, I know the website is not ready. We are trying very hard on it. So you can still make an order. Just message.
I went on the website and it made my whole computer crash.
Yeah, so it's not that. I guess I need to, don't look at this back here because that's not real anymore. It's projectbackfire.com, not .net. I feel like I need to mention that.
Keith just said, throw mama under the bus, huh?
Well, I'm appreciative of her doing the website.
You know, I wasn't on last week's show, but I did watch it, and I think you threw Dad under the bus last week, wasn't it?
I have. I don't know. It's hard telling. Oh Lord.
Boy, so it was a good show. I mean, we had some. I mean, it was awesome talking to Kevin. Every time I get an opportunity to speak with Kevin, it's great. And then this relationship with Johnny is brand new. I just started talking with him, within the last week or so, and he is just such an amazing person with energy for days.
Seems like a good person to know.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. This HauntCon show, I'm not kidding you. I mean, I know some people who are getting tickets just for the education. They are so excited about the classes we're presenting. John named a couple of those big names. We can't even keep up with marketing the big names that we got coming to the show. So if you have not got your tickets yet, you need to get your tickets. This is an opportunity that I don't even know if I can repeat. I don't know if I can get everyone again. I had to sit there and tell them, come on, vacation, let's go.
Well, it worked.
Yeah, it's an amazing lineup, amazing show floor. I think I'm using that word amazing too much, but I can't think of another one to describe what's all going on here. So, and then on top of that, Project Backfire's got a booth, and they're going to be there starting off. Do you have a show before then? Is that your first show of the year, or do you have one before then?
No, that's my first show. I think
First
that's
show
my
of the
first show
year. Nice. And then you got a lot of shows lined up for the year.
I do, which leads me to say, this is a pre-warning. I need to start pre-warning every show. I will not have cash and carry this year. It's not happening. I have too much. If you want it at the show to pick up, put in the order beforehand. Just tell me which show you want it at. So.
Well, and I think you and I talked about that a while ago. When you're dealing with trade shows, and you're a vendor, you really should be doing more order taking,
Yeah.
but just responsible order taking. In other words, you got to know your limit. If you get through 2 or 3 shows and you've got hammered with orders, don't show up at show 4 and tell people you can still take a bunch of orders left. I mean,
Right.
that's what's ruined a lot of vendors is they didn't know when to stop taking orders.
Well, another problem we had this problem last year is we would get to the first show of the year and we would sell cash and carry and then we would take orders. So then when we got to the next show, we had to rebuild our show floor models and then our orders and then our cash and carry again. So now if you want a cash and carry, we're just going to have to cost double because that's how much it's going to take to redo it because you're taking away from the next 2 shows. So that's why we're
Cash
like,
and carry should be double.
Yep. So if you want it to pick it up at the show, put in the order now. And this goes with every company that I've noticed. If you want your order to come in faster, then order it before the conventions.
Yes. Yeah,
because it goes down the line.
Yeah, you actually, I mean, you could start ordering stuff now.
Yeah.
We, with the Haunt Design Company, we introduced those drop panels last year. And we've already had orders where people are asking if they can pick them up at Fair Expo. We had a couple people ask if they could do it at HauntCon, and we just won't have them ready. But you know, vendors are already starting to make plans for this year. And I don't know about you, but I take the same exact items to every show we go to, and then we take orders from that. It's just that simple. We don't sell any of our show floor models because it doesn't make sense.
Well, now I'm joining on that train. I'm joining that bandwagon.
Now, the last show that we go to, I mean, we're get rid of some of the show floor because you know maybe we don't want to take it back, but you know,
Yeah.
it's just you just got to learn the routine. And with you coming in new last year, it was so exciting. And well, 2 years ago now, sorry, 2 years ago. And I saw it. I mean, I saw you taking your first orders, and you had a smile from ear to ear. And then all of a sudden, within a day, you're like, I'm almost out of stuff.
Yeah. I don't have anything. Well, the problem is people, they get super excited about their new toys and they want to take them home or take them to the hotel. And then I'm like, you have to pick it up on Sunday. And they're like, well, I want it now. I'm like, well, I have to have something for people to look at. So,
or the famous one, I'm only here today. And then you see them for the next 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah. So I get the excitement, but
yeah.
no,
you're doing really well. You're learning the right way to position yourself for success, because at the end of the day, it's more important that you are truthful to when you're going to deliver than taking extra orders that you might not be able to.
I'm not sure. Last year, I think we had a guaranteed date by, I think it was like August 1st or something like that. 31st. What is the 31st? Yeah, it was August 31st last year. I think, what are we doing this year? We're guaranteed by September, what is it, September 31st?
No, it was September 1st.
September 1st. That way, yeah, but Dad's full-time here, so I'm sure it'll probably come in before that. But it all depends on if you put in your order, you know, not in August. If you don't put in your order in August, then because that's how that works.
Well, we've had three three great guests tonight. We had Kevin Stich from Slaughterhouse and now Dead Rabbit Studios. We had Johnny from Skull Asylum, and we had Tayan, who is the premier ending guest, talking about this year's trade shows. And what do you say? What do you say we give away a VIP ticket for this year's HauntCon now?
Go ahead.
Everyone, get your hashtags in. You have exactly 30 seconds. Let's see how many we can get going through. Hashtag Slaughterhouse FX. 30 seconds, and we're gonna do a drawing. And I saw one come in. Oh, okay, there we go. Now we got some flying in. Yeah. Hopefully Steve stays me next week and he's on here and I can just watch you guys and enjoy up here and
Be in the background.
well, next week we're going to give away 3 classes to Skull Asylum. So those are $50 each. So that's $150 right there. And we're going to announce a lot of our door prizes we're going to have next year or next at HauntCon.
I'm excited.
All right, here we go. We are getting ready to do the drawing now. Everyone's got their hashtags in. This is for 1 free ticket to HauntCon, and here we go. If a vendor wins, they still get it. They can just go ahead and use it as a giveaway on their place. Willie May. Willie May has a free ticket. Now, Willie May is already coming to the show. He's already got his hotel room. He's got everything done. But Willie May now has a free pass to be able to use to give away. So make sure you turn in to Yep That Scary. Let's see if Willie's going to give it away at Yep That Scary. So everyone come back next week. We are going to have a great show next week. We got 2 guests that are going to follow the same type of pattern. We got a vendor and a speaker. And we're going to have a really good giveaway again next week. Congratulations, Willie May. And everyone turn in to Yep That Scary Sunday. And maybe here give away one of those tickets. How's that sound, Tayan?
I think that sounds good.
I say we get out of here. It's been a long day. I got a lot to do tomorrow as well, just like you do.
I agree with that.
How do you close this show again?
I don't know. I just say the word, I guess. Stay spooky.
Right. Everyone stay spooky. We'll see you guys next week.